Going on, guys? In keeping with our almost daily updates, I wanted to turn the camera on and show you the grinder kind of in its home position here. Got a pedestal in the mail today, ordered on Amazon. Real cheap one, a little bit on the flimsy side, but not too bad. It was only about $40. If I wanted something, you know, a little bit more rigid and sturdy than this, I'd be doubling, if not tripling the price easily. And in some cases, I saw them even 4 or 5 times what I paid for this one. Granted, you know, they would be more stable, they'd be a little bit better, but I didn't feel like spending that kind of money right now. If for some reason I do think this isn't going to be sturdy enough, which I think it will be, but if I don't, I'll probably just make a custom workbench or table for it that I can anchor into the wall and the floor similar to this one. Now, I do have this anchored into the concrete. I've also got that cross plate you see in the back there bolted to the base and screwed into a 2x6 that's spanning the studs on the wall there. So if I push into this, you know, it's really not going to move very much at all. If anything, it's got just a little bit of side-to-side twist. But if I wanted to fix that, I could also just put a cross member from here to that workbench. Not that I really want to do that, but it is an option. And again, if I think it's going to be flimsy or affect me negatively at all, I'll just build something, or you know, maybe suck it up and get a real pedestal for it. But I think this is going to work. I like the height. I like the position. You know, I think this is really going to be nice to use. You can see my arms, they're pretty much at 90 degrees. I can keep my back straight. And this one, it's always been just a little bit high. And I probably built that bench a few inches higher than I should have, not knowing any better at the time. But you know, this one's a little bit lower, and if I wanted to, you know, I could just as easily drop this down wherever I wanted to. You know, maybe down to this slot, and you know, get a little bit better overview of my work, or you know, be a little bit more comfortable if I thought I needed it. I think this will be just fine, just like this. As far as turning it over, putting it back up, you know, that's nice and easy. You know, got a good height. We're not bending over or straining to do that. And then to bring it back up, if I can find the pin, you know, it's just that simple, almost no effort at all. So I really like how this balanced out. I think we kind of got lucky on that, and you know, got it just about right. I much prefer this pivot system to the hinge system you sometimes see, where it looks like you're almost lifting the whole grinder up to lay it over. Not that that's a bad option. You know, it's perfectly adequate, and lots of guys use it and like it, but I think this one is just a little bit more enjoyable to use. You know, the grinder almost tips itself over, and then it's kind of the same thing, raising it back up. Now, you know, it is loose right now. If I do pull the pin, you know, it's not going to tip over on me. It's got to go, you know, probably at least 45 degrees before it wants to go all the way over. And, you know, I think that's just about perfect on that. Now, the other thing I went ahead and did, I got a 100-pound spring for this. Already tried 50, we tried 80. You know, the 80 would probably work just fine. And, you know, I'll have that as probably a backup if this one ever fails on me. You know, these things don't last forever. But just a quick note, if you want them to last longer, you want to put them with the cylinder end on top, the rod end pointing down. Because these do have seals on them. They're not exactly, you know, airtight, dust tight. You flip them upside down, dust collects on that seal, gets down in there, and really ruins them very quickly. So always orient them with the cylinder top, the rod down, and they'll last quite a bit longer for you. But I got the 100-pound on there now. Really not any more effort to engage. Not like I originally thought it would be. Probably move that tool arm back just a hair. And it engages nice and easily. And I think it's going to track really well. And I got nice belt tension on there, you know, about 100 pounds of pressure. And it engages and disengages, no problem. Now this is a heavy belt that's, I think, an X-weight, 80 or 120 grit. Just to kind of show the opposite end of the spectrum here, this is a J-Flex, very flexible, almost stretchy. You know, these things stretch out after a while, pretty quickly with use. And they'd kind of be the one I'd be concerned about if the spring was too heavy. But just to show you, it actually works just fine. And this is a very heavily used belt. It's already been stretched probably as far as it'll go. You know, the edges are kind of curled over from use. But, you know, that works just fine. And if you wanted it even just a little bit tighter than that, you know, you can bring your tool arm out till it's, lower that down all the way. Bring the tool arm out till it's taut. And you got that much more tension on this. It's really tight, but still serviceable. And kind of the opposite idea. Could run this in. Granted, our over center cam assembly kind of limits how far this tool arm will go in, as we're a little bit long. Probably about where I had it in the first place, but you know, if you go in about as far as you can see this is just a little bit above parallel, and it's not as much tension, but you know, it works just fine too. So I got a couple of options there, and really there's probably not a whole lot of difference from, you know, the cylinder fully in and with a couple inches left out, but you know, those are the options. So really like how that works. Really loving that over center cam handle. And one thing I'm really going to enjoy, just as an example, like I said, these stretch out quite a bit, especially if you leave them on overnight. You know, these will be tracking perfectly for you. You'll grind some knives, you'll go inside, you'll leave it on, tensioned. Come out the next day, flip it on, and this thing will be going all over the place, just where it's kind of stretched on you. So one of the main reasons I wanted that over center cam, you know, it really doesn't take any effort to reach forward, disengage that, be done for the night, and you'll get a lot more life and use out of your belts that way. Come back in the morning, engage it, you're ready to grind. So that's one main benefit there, and we'll go over some of the stuff more, you know, when I do the final overview on this machine. But I really couldn't be happier with how that's working, and I think that's really going to be nice to use. So that's it for the update, guys. We'll be getting the wiring tomorrow. So, you know, I'll get the motor and the VFD wired up. Still debating on how exactly I want to mount this VFD. It'll probably be down here somewhere, you know, hanging off of this maybe, or if I can possibly angle it out at me a little bit, you know, that'd be ideal. But we'll kind of get that hopefully figured out by tomorrow. Still waiting on tool arms and work rests and flat plat material to ship. I'm really hoping I see something on that tomorrow. If not, I'll probably cancel that order, go with somebody else who doesn't take a week and a half to 2 weeks to ship. But other than that, we're really getting close on this, and we'll be making sparks in no time. So thanks again for watching, guys, and we'll see you on the next one.